Welcome back to the Wounded World Workshop, an exercise in healing, part 2. Courtesy of justinasworld.com. Okay, so at this point in my piece of art that I've helped you guys create today, I think now is the time to put some words into it, because I think quotes and words and expressions are things that can help us kind of refocus and get a better grasp on something mentally. If we can see something in words as well as an expressive piece of art, it's like a double whammy for inspiration and motivation, and the key to, I think, changing the world. One quote that I really wanted to put into this piece today is a quote that I just found by Mother Teresa that I wanted to share with you guys. And she said, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." As you guys know, Mother Teresa was one of the many great light workers of the world, and as light workers and empaths, we can often feel very helpless when things like this happen, and we often feel very overwhelmed, like we need to take on all the world's problems, and we as humans, like one person, can't do that alone, and it's very overwhelming to us who feel like we need to or to want to. And yeah, it sucks that things are the way that they are right now, and maybe individually we can't make a difference. But this quote by Mother Teresa really spoke to me, because she realizes that she also, as epic as a woman as she was, she realized that she was also only one person. And it doesn't take one person to make a change. It creates a lot of different people to make change. People from all walks of life. And I think that's the most prominent message here, is that in order to make any sort of change in this world, we need to come together, and we need to do it like a domino effect. Like she said, cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. It is a ripple effect. If we do something good, we pay it forward. They do something good, they pay it forward. The next person does something good, they pay it forward. And if you keep paying it forward, eventually we're going to have a circle around the globe of just paying it forward, and in turn, I think we are the ones who are going to ultimately win, because we're the ones that are spreading the love, not the hate. So, without further ado, I'm going to put this quote into my piece of art, and also I'm going to put some other elements into this piece as well to tie it all together and make it look more complete, because right now it's just wishy-washy paint on a paper, but there's a much more positive message here. And the world is very damaged right now, and it's very unfortunate, and unless we all put ourselves out there and be willing to cause this change, then unfortunately it'll stay the same, and we don't want it to stay the same. We want to make things better for the next generation and generations to come. So here we go, let's do this. So I do recommend getting your placement of your lettering in pencil, because lettering is very tricky, and if you mess up, then that's it. So get your lettering done in the pencil first, and then we can go over it with our pen. Or if you want to paint it on, I mean, it's up to you. But I'm gonna, brainstorm how I want this text laid out on my piece, and then we will go from there. Okay guys, so I pretty much put all of my text on here, and before you ink it, you want to make sure all the spelling is correct, because you don't want anything to look funny on here. So I wrote, "I alone cannot change the world, but," and then I went around the globe, "I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." Actually, I think I might do this over again, because you want to put who the quote is by, like over here more. I think I might actually even extend this little border right here, and you could fix that with your paint. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start inking everything. So I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I fixed this little edge here. I extended it a little bit, and so I'll be able to put more text over here. So in the meantime, I'm going to fill in our little hearts. And I'm going to do that with some watercolor pencils. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I think these were about $8 for a pack of woodless watercolor pencils. So what you do with your watercolor pencils is we're just gonna outline our hearts, and I'm just using red. Okay, and you're just gonna outline the heart, right? And we're gonna color a little bit on one side. Now, the only thing we need for our watercolor pencils is a little bit of water on our brush, and we're just going to paint it like so. So you just scribble and paint, and that's really it. And you want to leave a little bit of the edge more white, or without the paint rather, so it has that effect that, you know, one side is lighter than the other, just like we did with our globe. It's all rendering 101. Okay, so we're gonna do that with the rest of our hearts, then we're gonna wait for those to dry, and then I'm gonna go over those in purple for more of a deeper shadow. Alright, so I filled in all of my red hearts with the red watercolor pencil. Now I'm going to outline the edge, the darker edge, with some purple to create more of a shadow, just like we did with our globe. So, I know it's kind of dark, but okay. I'm just gonna get the one side, with our purple. Just gonna do a few. Okay, so we are going to shadow our purplish lines that we colored with our watercolor pencil. That didn't seem to have the effect I wanted it to, but that's okay. I mean, there's other things we can do. I'm not sure if I like that. I think it looks muddy. But anyway, maybe I'll just do that one and leave it at that. But as you can see, I started to outline my text in my black marker. And you can use something like this, like a little, it's like a ballpoint pen with a fine tip like that, and it's more ink. It's not like pen, it's like gel ink. So that works really nicely for getting the lettering. And I'm also going to go over these letters with a little bit of the color pencil, and that's going to make it pop. And I'm going to start outlining my globe and also the shapes within the globe. And also, one of my signature things that I like to do on all my pieces is line work. I like doing a lot of line work in my art, and it's very therapeutic actually. And I'm gonna do one right here. So here's what I usually like to do. Alright, so you start on one spot, and I usually like to look at it as a shape first. So there's your shape, and you want to go around your lettering. Now within that shape, I'm going to just follow the lines that I did in the first shape. Okay, and I'm not going to end it there. I'm just going to do kind of like a maze. I'm not going to close it yet. I'm going to keep going till I run out of space, and then I'm just going to whoop, like a little swirly. And I'm going to do that around the whole piece, so it looks like there's no negative space really. Okay, so we have a couple more steps to go. But before I wrap this piece up, as far as the medium goes, like the paints and stuff, I am actually going to go over some of the letters with some color pencil. It could either be a regular color pencil or it can be watercolor pencil, it's really up to you. But if you put watercolor, if you use the watercolor pencil on this at this point and you add the water to it, it's going to make the black ink run, so I would just do a regular color pencil. And you can just, have fun with this part. You can like make them all different colors. You can even go into some of this line work with some of the color. You can outline the, around the globe with some of the color. It's really all up to you. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll come back and I have one more step to show you guys that will really tie everything together. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, I finished putting all the color in my lines, and it really made it pop that much more. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it one more step, and we're actually going to put some band-aids on our earth. And there's two ways we can do this. The first way is you can scan the image in and do it digitally, which I'm going to do today, or you can download the clip art in the zip file that came with this package, and you can print it out and you can decoupage it on yourself. I'm actually out of ink on my printer, so I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to opt for the digital way. So what I have right here is my computer screen, and okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up our file. Okay, so what I've done is I scanned in my picture, and we're just gonna color correct it a little bit because it is kind of blah right now. The colors aren't really where I want them to be, so I'm going to up the contrast a little bit.
Color correction is completely optional, so feel free to skip this step if you like. I also went ahead and cleaned up the edges a little bit, so crop it if you like as well, but you don't have to.
Okay, so we have our Band-Aid open in Photoshop, and this is a PNG, meaning that the background is already erased. This file I'm going to put in your kit for this workshop, so you should already have this. All you have to do is open it right in Photoshop. You just drag it over into the next window. Now you want to make it bigger, so you're going to go to Edit, Transform, then Scale, and you're gonna see it has these little bars over it like this. So if you hold the shift key down and drag those little bars while you're holding the shift key down, it should keep its proportion. It shouldn't look all warped and funky. So there you go. There is your digital art piece, and you could print this. There you have it. All you have to do now is save it. So we're going to save that as a JPEG. So now here is our finished piece. And there you have it.
Thank you so much for joining me in this therapeutic art exercise in efforts to put more love back into the world. Let's start a movement. If you participated in this exercise, please send a photo of yourself holding your finished work to info@justinasworld.com. Please include your name, age, location, and your own personal story about how this exercise has helped you heal in some way, or how you think we can change the world for the better. And I will feature it on my website. Our clip art today was provided by cliparts.co. Head to justinasworld.com for more art, music, and inspiration.